Well, welcome. Come on into the chat, guys. We're gonna talk about the Traitors, last night's episode, which I was a little bit disappointed in because I'm like, one episode. Okay, don't spoil me and then take it back. Okay, how dare you only give me one episode? Y'all playing with my emotions, playing with my feelings. Okay, but come on in. We got some things to talk about. Come on into the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. If you can't, if you're coming from our chat from earlier. We did have a little bit of a live stream earlier today talking about relationships. But how y'all doing? Happy Friday. How many of y'all are snowed in, about to get snowed in? Okay. Yeah, we're gonna be streaming a lot this weekend because the weather is not looking too great to go outside. So I might think that there's something for everyone this weekend. We got some relationship stuff, we got some competition show stuff, and we gonna do some things to keep us going through this weekend. But how y'all doing? Come on into the chat. Let me know where you're watching from, how you're doing. What would you rate last night's episode on a scale of 1 to 5? Put some stars in the chat. If you thought it was 5 stars, was it 4? Okay, so I'm still trying to figure out now that most of the people with personalities have left, and we got a lot of quiet folks here. Okay, what we gonna do? We're halfway there. We need to turn somebody over. We need to get rid of a traitor. All right. I don't know if I've ever seen all the trailers come down to the end. We never really seen that. Okay. But there's some things I want to talk about. Okay. Some personality things. We got to talk about Ron, Colton, and Lisa Rinna. Okay. Lisa Rinna. All right. But first, hit that like, subscribe to the channel. Come on into the chat. I hate talking to myself. So come on in. Let me know where you're watching from. Okay. Let me know where you're watching from. But last night on the Traders, you know, we finally saw Ron leave. Ron, and it was really up to a few people voting, but we've known for quite some time that Ron eventually was not going to make it to the end. Okay. And as a therapist, seeing some of the things that he's posted, prior to the show, the episode last night, um, uh, it got me wondering, do people really recognize at times how traumatic these shows are? Okay. Especially if you're somebody who is not atypical, what that might look like being on a show like this. And for Ron, I wonder if it was too much. I still wonder how he got here. To me, the casting this season was very random. I think for some of you guys watching, you feel like it's going very well. That casting did a good job. I still personally feel like it's been very random, a hodgepodge of people. um, I was hoping some of the people who have stronger personalities, more outgoing personalities would stay, but we're on episode 7, and I'm just like, okay, what we gonna do with these quiet folks, y'all? What we gonna do with these quiet folks? But where do y'all want to start? I don't know if I want to recap the whole episode, but I think I want to go into some different character dynamics going on with some people. Okay, now the traders. This is not going to be in any type of order, okay, of what happened last night. But I wonder how long can they really get along? I feel like there are so many different personalities, loud ones, and I just don't know how long these people are going to be able to get together and stay together. You got Lisa Rinna, who is starting to come out of her shell. You got Miss Candiace, who needs to be the boss, who needs to be the star. Okay. Now she do got a sister, so it's not really only child syndrome. But she needs to be the center of attention and have power and control. And then you got Rob, country boy, who's kind of doing his own thing, not really into the limelight. All of them, I think, are from like vastly different personality types and backgrounds. Excuse me. Okay. But I feel like for the most part, I feel like Lisa Rinna and Candace have egos. And I think their egos are going to be a detriment long term to this dynamic. Okay. They have to be the ones who are at least Candiace. Rinna not so much. Okay. Rinna not so much, but I feel like Candiace has to be at the forefront, has to have control, has to be the Beyonce amongst Kelly and Michelle. Okay. And I just don't know how long that dynamic is gonna play out. And I think last night we saw Robbie put in a hard position. And fortunately enough, when it came to the round table and he had to make a vote. Do I vote for Colton? Do I vote for Rinna? Or do I vote for Ron? Your moral values come into place. You like Ron as a person, but this is a game. And I don't understand, I think why he chose, let me know in the chat, why do you guys feel like he chose Rinna over Colton? Is it a long-term gameplay to keep Colton in his back pocket in case he needs him? And I also think that Rinna got some of her own lashes. Okay. Putting down Portia's name. Now your own is putting down your name. And I think Rinna was put into a position of, damn, okay, damn, too many people got their name in my mouth. I'm gonna have to show them that I'm more than just a housewife. Are you, Rinna? Back in the day, yes, soap operas, all those things. But I wonder if people, for the most part, know Rinna more for being a housewife. When people come into the franchise, a housewife franchise, do people forget their careers and who they were outside of the Bravo universe? Okay, and so I'm wondering for Rinna, now is a time where maybe she has to show, okay, I'm fucking Rinna, okay. You don't know who I am, but I gotta show you Colton. And I think the dynamic between Rinna and Colton is quite interesting because in some ways I feel like there's a mirror. Rinna's looking at herself in some ways. Colton's looking at himself in some ways, and it's very uncomfortable. Okay. And I think these two people who I think Rinna has a big personality. I don't know if Colton really has that personality or if it's more of like a control thing. Okay. And Colton has been able to foster a certain image after all the controversy, the things he has done to people allegedly, um, the alleged abuse and things, the re-imaging he thinks he has done. But I feel like when I look at Colton and Rinna, I see two people who reflect one another. And that's why they trigger one another. Because they both done wrong. They both hurt people. But they think that their egos are bigger than the pain that they have caused other people. And so the reason to me when I look at them, like, oh, y'all reflect one another. Look at the people you have relationships with and the people you have the most issues with. I wonder if at times some of it's that they trigger you because it's something that somebody they remind you of. Other times I think is that they remind you of yourself. And I feel like in some ways, Rinna and Colton remind each other of themselves. Okay. That at times in their lives, I wonder if they would do anything to put themselves ahead of the next person and have left morals and values behind. And so to me, that's why they're butting heads. Okay. That's why they're butting heads. And let me know in the chat if you see that, or if it's just something maybe I'm thinking a little bit too beyond the game that is not that deep. But I feel like when it comes to these two, Rinna and Colton, they really do mirror one another. Okay. And it is Colton maybe aspects of him a female version of Rinna. And you got Rob over here. He's like, I'm just here. Yeah, I'm just here to have a good time, take some money home from my family. Um, it's so funny because I feel like Rob is such a star but doesn't want to be. He just wants to live his ordinary life, and how this show will also open up doors for him, but he just doesn't want it. He just wants a regular life. Um, so I wonder, after the show, will he kind of allow some of the fame, the money to come into his life and take up some of these opportunities? Or will he do what he did after he did Love Island and just go back to, is it Florida that he lives in? Go back to Florida. But he is very much a star, but doesn't want the everything that comes with fame. And you don't see a lot of people who can walk into that and say, like, I'm good, y'all. Y'all throwing money at me, all these opportunities, but I just don't want it. And really stick on that and stay on that and really go back to their regular lives. So I'm curious, because now they're saying on the socials that him and is her name Moira? I can't, Moira. Okay. Might be dating. Okay. Moira might be dating. Okay. She was in the photo with some overalls on. And people were like, is she trying to soft launch a relationship with Rob? What's really going on? All right. But I think Colton is a masterful person who thinks that he's somebody that he's not. Okay. His ego. I wonder who the real Colton is. Okay. Is it the person that got into all those issues and trouble? Is it the person we're seeing on the show? Like, who is the real Colton? I think he's trying to be something that he's really not, which some might say Lisa Rinna is fake and phony and tries to be something that she's really not. Okay. Let me know in the chat. But, going back to talking about Ron, okay. Did y'all hear that Ron actually said that he reveals late autism diagnosis after facing cruel trauma? Okay. Ron is opening up to fans, revealed on Instagram that he was diagnosed with autism as viewers watched his performance on season 4 of The Traitors. Well, the internet told me I was autistic and was right. Okay. He wrote on Instagram stories on Thursday. Now, I saw some things I said in my first recap. Okay. I don't like to diagnose people, with neurodivergent things because I think there's a lot of stigma. I'm not well versed in it. It's not my role to diagnose someone, like that. But I did say in my first video, he reminded me of the kid on the playground who's kind of just like by himself in his own world as the other kids are playing. And he's just looking up and looking around. So I did see some things. Okay. But I feel like the things he said as he was walking, as he was like not walking, about to get kicked out, his interactions with people, it was sad to see, like, oh damn, he really about to leave. Okay. And was some of it because he is different? Or was it because of the whole Portia thing? Okay. He couldn't get past being wrong about Portia. And was it Tiffany or was Tiffany Colton? Or was it the both of them? Okay. But we don't talk enough about people who go on these shows who are not atypical. And oftentimes they get ostracized, they feel like they're being othered. And how hard it is to function on the show of many personalities, of cameras in your face, when it's a social game. Okay. And maybe your strength is not a social game, not, I don't care about meeting your family, your friends, talking about them because this is a game, as he said. Okay. But I want to know from you guys, did he get done dirty or did he do it to himself? Okay. Did he do it to himself? Because he also says, I wonder if I could find let me see.
Full Ron Funches just revealed that he was recently diagnosed with autism, and he shared to his stories that it was through the help of the internet. Ron posted, "While the internet told me I was autistic and was right, you won this round, still not gay yet." I guess because people were also speculating about his sexuality, which is crazy to do in 2026. He also thanked the Traitors US for helping me find out more about me through some type of cruel trauma. He then posted this, "Please be kind to others, even if you're on a murder-based game show. It's a game and you never know what people are dealing with or what they don't even know they're dealing with." And if you watch this season so far, it's been very hard to watch Ron be kind of isolated from everyone in the group.
Yeah.
Granted, there was a few select people who did try to understand Ron, but from the very beginning, they were committed to misunderstanding him. And it actually broke my heart for Ron.
It's kind of sad because I feel like people who are on the spectrum, who are not atypical, often feel misunderstood, often feel othered, often feel isolated. And I think in a way, I feel like the Portia thing might be a distraction or a cop out for some people to, be rude to him, Dorinda say mean things about him, um, to attack him personally. And so, as much as he made some mistakes and blunders with Portia, I wonder in some ways are people using that as a scapegoat to kind of like, well, because you did that, you said those things. This is my reasoning for treating you differently, for you eating alone, okay, for making mean comments about you. And on some of these reality shows and these game shows, they do get pretty grimy. And you really do have to have a thick skin. I think most people who go on the show, these different shows, they think it's for fun, not realizing production has their own ideas of how they want things, how things should be ran, the narrative we're going to build around you. Okay. And so, is there any blame for production at all? Or are we, left to think of, okay, if the thing with Portia had never happened, would Ron still be here? Or would he have always been treated the way he ended up being treated?
But spoiler alert for episode 6 at the Traitors, Ron actually does get banished. And while it was sad to see him leave, I felt a little bit of relief for him because I feel like it was really affecting his mental health. And throughout the season, you would see the spark fade in his eyes, and it was just like very sad. He also posted this meme saying free and then walking out of his castle doors. And also, Ron is a parent to an autistic son named
Oh, I know
He's
that.
21 years old and was diagnosed with autism at age 2. Ron said, "I honestly didn't know I myself had autism. I thought I was just an ally and a parent of an autistic child. But the way I felt I wasn't being comprehended or understood while I thought I was being direct and seeing some of my own mannerisms made me start the process of going to get a diagnosis." Here's my message for Ron. Ron, you are such a pleasure to watch. Don't ever lose your spark. You are going to be a role model of many, and also I hope to see much more of you in the future. Comedian and season 4.
Oh wow, I did not know about his son. And to be honest, I'm not familiar with Ron's comedy. I'm not familiar with him. Some of these people I'm not really familiar with, which has made me think, okay, like what was casting thinking? But some of y'all love casting the cast for this season. Okay. But watching different people go on these shows, they're laughed at, they're the brunt of jokes of conversations by fellow cast members by the internet. I've seen it so many times on Love is Blind also. Um, we don't talk about it enough. Okay. The points of finding Traitors, I thought it was weird how they reacted. Another faithful gone. Yeah, once he left, wasn't there just like silence? It was like this awkward silence. And even though before they went to vote, I don't think he's a traitor. I don't think he's a traitor either. Okay. You know, if you don't think he's a traitor, like why not go with the Colton? Okay. It just feel like these last two votes to me were a waste. I get they vote out Michael Rappaport because he's an ass. Because we don't like you. Because you said mean things to Colton, and we're gonna stand with Colton on you know, but it was kind of like a waste. And then I also feel like Ron's well, it would give us all clarity if we voted you off and then we kind of figured out were we right or were we wrong? And what we need right now is clarity. So just give us the clarity and then we can move forward in our lives. What's going on with this show? Yeah, the numbers are dwindling just like the personalities are dwindling too. Okay. Too many quiet folks left. The statistics on Black people on the shows being voted off early are also hard to ignore, yes. And I think I heard every winner so far has been white. Let's see. Y'all let me know the winners. I remember, was it last season or the season before? Um, we had Trish and what's his name from damn, what are those like shows? The Challenge. So I don't think that was the last season. It might have been the season before. We had the challenge people who won. Um, I can't remember everybody, but I remember those two. Trish basically won and took him with her. Was that might have been the season before? Okay, yeah, it is. It's like on these shows. It's always we get voted off, which is why I don't know how many of y'all watch Big Brother. Okay, but that season where, the cookout really made it almost to the end, how a lot of people who are not Black were really upset about that. My husband likes to joke, like, since that season, how many Black people have they had on the show at one time? He's like, "Girl, you watch this show, but you're not ever gonna see that many Black people on this show ever again." Okay, so Surrey from Survivor. So was that season 2 or 3 when Trish and Oh Boy won? Okay. Oh, and then last season they had 3 people win, right? Yeah, they had 3 people win. They were non-Black. Okay. The girl from The Bachelor, I think Dylan. Or was it 4 people? I think it was 4. You guys are right. Yeah, it was a group of people who were not people of color. Okay. You're right. Yeah, it was Trish. Trish season 2. And then last season they had like a 4-way like group of people who won. Okay. Yeah, Dolores. The girl from The Bachelor, Dylan, and this one other guy who is, I think, is he a Brit? Is he a Brit? Okay. Make sure you guys please hit the like button on this live. But yeah, it feels like to me the murders have been good, but the round tables, the conversation is like, oh wow. For the most part, maybe not these last. I think the one with Michael Rappaport was pretty interesting. This one was more intense for me because I'm like, is Rob really gonna put down Lisa Rinna's name? But outside of that, once again, we are losing the big personalities. We're losing the people who are gonna probably keep us engaged in the show. So let me pull up my chart. Like, who are we left with? Like, who are we left with? Oh, I can't see it. Okay. So we got Dorinda, Natalie. Only 2 people from that. Oh, I guess Candiace. Yeah, 3 in the first row. Yeah, it looks like a lot of Black people are gone. Tiffany, Monet, Portia, Ron. Damn. Guess we only as far as Black people, I guess it's only Candiace. Trying to make sure I'm not skipping over nobody, but I think it's only Candiace left. Stephen, has Stephen even said anything? Why is he here? He's not doing nothing but walking around that damn castle. He did. He definitely did, y'all. Yeah, he definitely lit up. But once again, now, personality wise, okay, we have some personalities left. I just don't know how long it's really going. Yeah, Candiace is the only, yeah. Oh, like sick during taping? Because we really don't see him that much. Okay. I remember seeing him walk around. Was it before the round table? I think I saw him before the round table, but I don't remember seeing him the rest of the episode. But in general, even before this episode, would you miss him if he wasn't there? He really hasn't been doing much. Now I want to know, do you guys think that Dorinda is on to Lisa? Do you think Dorinda is on to Lisa? Because the thing at the round table that was said is that we still can't get past a housewife on the first night voting off another housewife. But then we got distracted. Okay. Then we got distracted. So I'm like, that is true. Housewives never come for housewives. But for some reason that detail gets brought up and then there's a distraction. Distractions have been Michael. Who else have we had distraction? Yam Yam has caused a distraction at times. Donna. We keep having distractions from that fact. Okay. But when it comes to some of these people, I'm just like, yeah, see, you would not miss Stephen if he wasn't there. That's not like, how did he get here? Was somebody on casting a fan of the Hills? Because where he been at? You know, I think I saw somewhere recently where him and his wife did like, I think they're having another baby or first baby or something. Saw like some baby announcement. Yeah. But how long can the Traitors get along? Okay.
Y'all, this season of Traitors is pissing me off. The faithfuls really suck. They really do. They letting Colton, Troy, Bolton run the whole season. Y'all just went in there saying, we're not going to let Colton take over our minds. He keeps switching our votes, and we cannot let him run us. Just for y'all to go in there and let him run y'all again. Is he y'all track coach? Y'all don't have your own mind at all. And Ron clocked it the most. He said, you've been just as wrong as me, and everybody not mad at you, but they still mad at me. He said, y'all mad at me about Portia and have not forgiven me, but y'all not mad at him about Michael because y'all don't like Michael. And he got Tiffany out of here too, and he was wrong too.
Yeah.
They've all been doing the same damn thing, but y'all so stuck up Colton butt like y'all some toilet tissue. I just don't understand. I really can't believe y'all for real. Y'all some Winnie Her Juniors for real. And then Colton coming after Lisa, and he not wrong because Lisa is a traitor. But the way he going about it is weird. Just because she be loud on TV don't mean she always like that 24/7. That's a little weird. And I know.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that when he approached her with a deal. How can I forget that? He approached her with a deal right before the round table. How about this? I'll take you to the end if you protect me at the trivet. Like what? Excuse me? Like she said, excuse me? You're barking up the wrong tree. You're barking up the wrong tree. I just don't understand. Okay, I'm gonna say something. There's a part of me that does not understand how come the faithfuls have given him so much power, Colton. But then the other side of me is like, oh, because he's white. Yeah. Okay, because he's white. because the things he says, he gets away with. Once again, it goes back to me feeling like the casting sucks. And a lot of these people lack personality, lack their own minds. I don't know if it's that, I'm going to follow behind him because I just want to stay and get a check. Maybe the more days I'm here, the more money I can like rank up before I got to hit that Buick and head down to the airport. But it's like they're following behind him so blindly. And I just don't understand why. Okay. Half these people, we don't even hear them talk. I forget that Mark is there. Last night was the first night he actually spoke at the round table. Isn't that named Mark Bayless, the guy from Dancing with the Stars? Okay, I don't know. Okay. They lack personalities to me. If Colton knew other things about Lisa, he should have known that Lisa is loyal to no one. Yeah. He acts like he knows so much about the housewives. But once again, he's pretending because he doesn't know enough. He does not. Okay. If a traitor goes to the end, it's just to the traitors win. Okay. Okay. Well, we got how many episodes is this season? We on episode 7. We're going to episode 7. Is it normally what, 10? And then the reunion? Let me know if I know the episode count. They don't bring up that the traitors voted off Caroline. Oh, yeah. So Lisa should have brought that up, that she wouldn't have voted for another housewife to leave. That was also like another just like waste, because I forget she even was tied to that tree. That was another waste. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Gregory. Get the benefit of it. You're right. Okay. They are. That's the thing. That's why I don't understand why people are saying they love the casting this season, because the people are so boring. They lack personalities. And they're a bunch of like sheep following Colton. It's frustrating.
It's a game show, so I'm keeping that in mind and keeping my emotions out of it. But Colton really gets on my nerves. I cannot stand him at all. Now let's talk about Rob, because he just flipped on Lisa, who was one of his fellow traitors, and I was kind of.
What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about him flipping on Lisa? Did he have other options? Because I think in that moment it was morals versus gameplay. I have to remember I'm in a game, but my morals are saying I can't vote for Ron. Okay. Somebody said, read this comment. I just finished the episode and Millie came here. The numbers are getting smaller, which means it's going to get crazier. I want to believe that, but these people lack personality. I didn't expect Ron to flip on Lisa like that, but it was a smart move. Let's pretend like Colton hasn't been running the round table the last few nights. He has. Oh, some people think that Rob will turn on Candiace. The faithfuls really suck. Mark pissed me off so bad because he was leading the Colton band and then he voted for Ron. Like, come on. Yeah, they're just wussies. Like, where your balls at? Okay. Where your backbone at? Okay, so it's 12 episodes. We're going to say 10 to 12. I'm guessing you're going to include the reunion in those 12. She is. Man, her body is complete muscle, y'all. Complete muscle. I'm like, damn. I'm so jealous. Her body is just straight up muscle. Okay. Lean muscle too. Not even like, she too buff. Lean muscle. I can see her on the challenge. Yeah. What name though? Just anybody? You think anybody? Do you think he low key tired of Lisa? That's why he wrote her name down. You think he tired of it? When he went back to talk to the three of them in that little room, it looked like he was on cry. Anybody else pick up on that? When he was trying to explain why he had to vote for Lisa, it looked like he was about to cry because he was like, I was really just caught up in a hard spot, y'all. Yeah. He planned for his family. Okay. He planned for his family. Somehow I think that Rob is going to team up closer with Colton and go for Lisa than Candiace. Well, that's the only reason. That's why I said earlier, I think that Rob kept Colton there as a long end game. Yeah. He's thinking about the end game. Go for Lisa and then Candiace. I do think that Lisa will go before Candiace. Now, Candiace needs to stop with her face. She was doing these little facial expressions during the round table. Somebody gonna notice you doing some of the eye rolling. Some of that stuff was just too much for me. Okay. I think once again, her needing to be the Beyonce, have the power and control. Her looking for Rinna and Rob because she was so pissed off at Rob. And did y'all notice that people who was walking by? I think one was Kristen. Was one the skater, the ice skater, and somebody else? Now, when they were walking by before the banquet, I thought that they could possibly hear what they were talking about. I think that Lisa and Candiace were so caught up in their emotions that they forgot we're supposed to be traitors, y'all. We got to keep it on the low. We can't be seen together. Nobody can overhear us arguing. Okay, that's the thing. They need to learn how to control their emotions. And remember that this is a game. Okay. Do we want to win or not? Okay. Yeah, that's why another reason that these people are too passive. It's like, all right, the round table's over. Let's go sit around and eat snacks before they drive us back to the hotel. And we got to change and do hair and makeup for the next scene, which is going to be the banquet. Okay, let's just chill for a little bit, guys. Okay, tell me about the shows you're on. Tell me behind the scenes of Top Chef. Okay, do you guys really eat that food? Do you eat it cold? Yes, Georgia. Yes. Just too caught up in emotions.
Confused a little bit, but I get it, but I'm confused. I understand why Rob didn't switch up on Colton because they have been close this whole time, so that would have been weird. But nobody cared about Ron as much, so I don't know why you didn't just pick him. I don't think that would have made anybody suspicious because nobody likes Ron enough to be like, oh, Rob, you voted for Ron. They would have been happy. But literally, Lisa almost went home because of Rob. Like, it was only one more vote. She would have been out of here. You would have been looking dumb. But I also think Rob is playing this smart because having Colton as a friend keeps you in the game longer because he's running the game. But Candiace and Lisa was pissed. Did Candiace throw something at him? I don't know. But they got to do this secret kill with this brooch on, and that's going to be the best. The first person that touches the brooch is going home. So that could be anybody. I just see Dorinda going like, ooh, that's so cute, Lisa. And she going home. And wasn't this challenge a little creepy? I said, what in the Halloween is going on? What the heck?
Oh, what y'all think about the challenge? It was okay. It was all right. I feel like the production was like, we need y'all when these people jump out the closet, when y'all see the little baby heads, we need y'all to like do some extras, okay? Do some extras. I think it reminded me of the last season when they had I think was it the telephone with the babies? Was that it last season, the telephone with the babies? Trying to do a throwback and I guess have the theme being like babies, or it could just be the location. They have to use this house for something because it's there and it's part of the location. But what you mean? Who was huddled up with who? When the Traitors were huddled up in that room and Candiace threw like a piece of candy at Rob. If Rob take Colton to the end, imagine Colton's face when Rob reveals he's a traitor. Yeah, Yeah, and gets nothing. Yeah, that's gonna be epic. That would be epic. I just wonder though, like who are they gonna turn? Because aren't we gonna get to a point? Well, I guess we might not. The traders might really make it pretty far along, but if they were to have to trade or turn somebody at this point, let's go back to our chart. Okay. At this point, who do we turn? Oh, Tara Lipinski. She's playing a good game. That would be interesting because then she'd have to go against Johnny. And what happens when Johnny is up for maybe banishment? I don't really see Johnny being up at the round table. I see him being murdered, if anything, as a casualty. Oh, you think nobody would suspect her? But couldn't someone say the same thing about Eric? No one would suspect Eric. Yam could not be a traitor. He could not. You said bye bye, Johnny. Yeah, I think Eric and Johnny, but then it's like, could Eric go against Colton? Could he go against Colton? Nobody's also looking at Mark. Y'all think, what about Kristen? Y'all think Kristen could be a traitor? Yeah. I hate to say this, but he lets his emotions sometimes rule him. Oh, looking at this last square at the bottom, I wonder if there's supposed to be like one more person that maybe dipped out. And they just had to put him in this little square. Yeah, I would probably say maybe Eric. Tara for sure. I wonder what Tara what will be her reaction when she finds out that Candiace is a traitor, though. They have become kind of buddy. But do you think, we're 7 episodes in, will they get to a point where someone's going to get turned? Are the traitors kind of doing a good job because the cast is so naive? The faithfuls are so naive that if Colton did get kicked off, who would kind of take his place as leadership? Okay, who would take his place as leadership?
When they went out and thought that tombstone was Louise Clark and it really was Louise Black, I was in tears. And also, they so thankful for even having a Louise Clark out there because they knew they was gonna get it wrong. But yeah, the blood coming down the wall and the lady popping in and the bugs and stuff. I said, tomato. I would have been running out of there. The blood Jesus. But yeah, nobody has their own mind this season.
No.
It's really pissing me off.
No.
Even Mark, he was the main one who went in there and said, we got to get 8 people together to get him out of there. And you still voted for Rausch? That don't even make no sense. And Colton even said, if y'all don't take me out tonight, I'm taking every shield from now on. It's going to be impossible to get me out.
Okay, let's get to that. Okay. Can they get him out? If they were to banish or if they were to murder Colton, would it be obvious? And then also, from an entertainment and audience perspective, y'all weren't even watching the TikTok with me. If they were to banish, if they were to murder Colton, I already said like who would step up, but would it be too obvious to let him go? Okay. Can they get him out and keep their hands clean? Okay. Do y'all think they can keep their hands clean of getting Colton out and not having it be such a shock? Are people caring? Are people relating to Lisa? Can they get rid of him without it going back to Lisa? That Lisa must be a traitor. Poor Donna, that would have been so good if at the end we found out that she was a secret traitor, but she didn't play the game too well. She didn't do too well under pressure. Okay. Yeah, they are. That's why I personally am not happy with casting. I'm just not happy with it. I think Rob C was just too smart. It would have been good to watch him, especially because I watch his I'm a big fan of his channel. It would have been good to watch him throughout the season, but I just think he was just too smart and too loud about how smart he was. Moira, so random. Out of like all the Love Island people, y'all couldn't have got like one of the Powerpuff Girls, PPG. Y'all couldn't have got one of them. It's just like Moira. Okay. Yeah, Tiffany too. She got done so dirty, y'all. So dirty. But where do we go from here? We have the banquet coming up. Yeah. It was sad. I guess in some ways, maybe that means the Traitors are doing a good job. Is it that they're doing a good job, or is it that this season is just full of people who lack their own minds, that it's not hard for them to do a good job? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Apparently, Alan said the banquet has the most moments from any. I can see that based off the previews. Didn't it look like two people were about to start fighting? That's probably why they only gave us one episode. They're like, we're going to make y'all wait because it's a good one. We're not going to give y'all this one. We're going to have this be a solo episode. It did look really good. It looked like there was a lot of money put into shooting it based off the gowns, the hair, the makeup, the food. It does look like a very big production. So I believe that. I believe that what Alan is saying is true, and that's why it was not coupled with another episode at this point. Okay, I'm looking forward to it. I'm greedy though. I'm just so used to shows giving us everything, at least 3 episodes. You get kind of greedy, and they gave us 3 episodes, then 2, and now 1. So you kind of get like you get a little greedy. If Colton is banished or murdered, then they turn on Lisa. Oh, okay. Who would they go after next? Okay, so say that Colton is murdered, and then at the round table, Lisa is banished. But then at that point, would they have to turn somebody into a traitor? I think at that point they have to turn someone into a traitor. Who do you go after next? Okay, we got Lisa. Lisa was to leave. I think long as Candiace can be quiet, I would say Candiace, but I think long as she can be quiet, I think it should be okay. But I don't know. Oh, you think, Yam Yam. Who thought he was a traitor? It was Michael, right? Michael thought he was a traitor. But Michael's gone. But do you think Natalie would turn on Yam Yam? You got Tara and Johnny working together. Call him a crybaby. Well, who voted for Lisa? I just don't know after Lisa goes who. I guess maybe Yam Yam. I don't know who they would go after. Maybe they would turn on Colton actually. I think maybe they might turn on Colton since he's been wrong so many times. Oh wait, we said Colton would be gone too, huh? Did we already say that? Okay. I don't know. I kind of feel like if Colton was to go, be one of the people to go next, I guess by that time the season would be kind of almost over. Unless these people come up and start having personalities and start turning on each other, I think it would kind of get dry. Even Dorinda's been like more low key. Is this her second or her third time on here? But I am looking forward to the banquet. I want to see all the outfits. It looked like two people were physically fighting. Okay, this is her second time. Okay. After this, I don't need no more Dorinda. Y'all gave her a second chance. I don't know if she begged or what, but I don't need no more Dorinda after this. But yeah, so we have the banquet coming up. I saw somewhere that Ron said he was gonna bring it at the reunion. Where's it? Let me see if I can find his it was somewhere where he was talking. But yeah, it was something saying that he was gonna bring it at the reunion and that it seemed like the reunion is gonna be good because people got some beefs. And I wonder what it's like to watch it once you go home and they release it, because this was filmed like what, a year ago at this point or something. And you find out, like Tiffany finds out that Candiace really wasn't for her. Like she was really a traitor. That had to be hard to see that. I wonder how she felt after that, especially Portia too. I wonder what kind of smoke is Portia gonna bring to Lisa and Candiace. Oh, at the on the previews at the end, looked like, was it just me? I thought it looked like some people were like kind of going at it. Or it looked like they were about to fight, but behind some chairs. Nobody else saw that. Maybe it was just me. I thought I saw it. Maybe it's just me. But yeah, so next week we have the banquet, which will be really good. Y'all think they're gonna give us 2 episodes, or are they just gonna give us 1? Let me actually, I could probably just look up the episode guide. Let me see if I can find the episode list. Okay, so we are on episode 6. Yeah, so we're gonna get the banquet by itself. The rest of the episodes are all by themselves. It looks like episode 11 and 12 is the same night. So I'm wondering if 11 and 12 are the reunion on one night, part one and part two. But it looks like there's a solid 10 episodes and then most likely the reunion. Wow, this is going all the way to the end of February. Why does that seem so long from now? See, Peacock got smart. They spread the episodes out. Because it used to be like what? The first couple of seasons, didn't we see them all at one time? Yeah, so it's going all the way to the end of February, y'all. Yeah, I wonder how that's going to be. Maybe she told her once that everything was over. Yeah, I've seen it. Dang, it's sad we can't remember the other two people's names. I've seen it like in passing, especially during the Big Brother seasons when they recap the episodes. It's been on my YouTube feed, but I've never actually watched it. Okay. But yeah, so the rest of the season is just one episode per week. They like, yeah, we gonna run this out and make y'all wait. Yes, Derek and Hannah. Yes, Derek and Hannah. Is Derek still mad that the challenge won't let him come on? That he hasn't gotten other show opportunities? I remember he was mad at one point because he wasn't getting opportunities like going on the challenge. And what has Hannah really done anything post Big Brother? She's another person who kind of went back to their regular life. What's the secret prize? Maybe I forgot about that. They haven't been really getting too many shields this season either. And that's another thing related to groupthink. Like somebody wants a shield. No, don't take it. We don't want to make the others mad. Okay, we don't want to make the others mad. Yeah, go back and watch the preview. 'Cause I could have sworn I saw some people not physically fighting, but there was a tussle. We're gonna say there was it looked like there was a tussle behind some chairs. So I could have sworn I saw on the preview. If you become a seeker, you can choose another player for a one-on-one. They will okay. Okay. And they were I remember that from last season. I kinda remember that. We need something though. Because these people don't have personalities that's gonna keep us watching. Well, we will watch. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. But I think there's not a lot of personalities this season. And the people who have personalities are gone. I really want to watch Monet. I just really enjoyed him. I think Portia long term would have been good. Tiffany. Caroline, nobody. I forgot you even got, murdered, to be honest. Oh, Hannah's in med school. Okay. Oh, was it when they go around the world? What's that show, Around the World? Okay, I forgot what it's called. Let me know. Amazing Race. Was it Amazing Race that Hannah went on with her sister? Because they had the sibling thing, right? Yeah, Amazing Race. Yeah, they had the sibling thing or couples or pairings last season. Now, Gregory, you know that they only gonna put one drag queen on per season. Okay. They only gonna put one drag queen. Okay. I wish there was more too. I really enjoyed Monet. You know who I wish they would put on here? I can't remember his name, but he does he has a dance company in Texas. He was, I think, bigger probably like 2017, 2016, white guy with a bald head. I can't remember his name, y'all. But he's a drag queen. He has a dance company where he teaches like little girls how to dance and stuff. I can't remember his name though. Okay, but I think he would be cool. But yeah, Peacock on this show, we're only gonna have one drag queen that's acceptable, okay? But I was not familiar with Monet, so Alyssa Edwards, yes. Thank you, Gregory. Yes. I would love to see Alyssa Edwards on here. Okay. She would be a mess. I would love to see her on here. Yes. Okay. He was a lot bigger. What was it, 2015 through like maybe like 2018, 2019? But yeah, I would love to see him on here. Okay. Oh, you don't think she would go that far? Wild card? Yeah, wild card. Yeah. But it would be cool though. Okay, they brought back Steve and Stefan, who ain't been doing nothing in 20 years. Oh, okay. I don't watch Drag Race. It's just like there's so much TV on. I can't keep up with everything. I've never watched it before. But yeah, I would love to see Alyssa Edwards on here. I really like them. I really like them. Okay. Miss Lawrence, yeah. I would like that. I would like that. I wish they would bring back that show. What was it called? Fashion something? That was a good little show. No, she don't know Ozempic. I can't, man. She's just addicted to Ozempic, y'all. She's so skinny now. It's sad. Between Ozempic and plastic surgery. And she's doing a lot of villains. Villains. But yeah, you're right. It would be good drama. It would be. Maybe they can, test run Nene on here. See how fans respond to her being back on the network. I think a Nene would be good. Okay. Yeah, she's doing House of Villains again. Yeah. She's doing House of Villains. Maybe bring on some VH1 people. Or does Bravo and VH1 got beef? Yeah. Yeah, I think Nene would be very interesting. Who else? That we haven't seen, like who I don't want to say got banished, but who kind of in timeout. Kenya. What do y'all think about a Kenya? She has, but she's not on Ozempic though. Oh, okay. Okay. I thought I heard that actually Portia got put on because they wanted Monique. And once Monique found out that Candiace was going to be on here, she said, "She like, I see what y'all trying to do. Y'all not going to do it to me." I think originally it was supposed to be Monique on here, and then she found out about Candiace, and she said, "Y'all not about to play me." Okay, I think I heard that too. So maybe it was going to be the both of them. Maybe it was going to be Candiace, Monique, and Nene. And Portia was like a backup for probably one of them. Yeah, I think Kenya would be good. I would like to see that. But don't bring people in here who haven't done nothing in 30 years, y'all. He haven't done nothing in 30 years and he ain't doing nothing on the show. I'm sorry if y'all think that's mean, but he ain't really doing nothing. Not doing nothing. But any other thoughts about last night's episode? Anything that I missed? Anything that I missed that I haven't talked about? Oh, they should bring some Olympians. Yeah, bring some Olympians. I would like to see that. Miss Owens, we can bring her on over here. But yeah, they need to tap into some of them US Olympians. I would like that. What's his name? Guillermo? Excuse me. The guy that just was on Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. Bring him on here too. Bring him on here. That would be messy. I must have missed that. I wish someone would have clapped back at Natalie for saying that they banished the person who grabbed a shield. I do remember her saying that, yeah. The Great Eight. Because they don't have a sense of they don't have no like willpower. They have no willpower. They have no willpower. They also need to bring on some more athletes. Bring on some people from the NBA, some more. I guess maybe they're too athletic. Some football players. They haven't tapped into the sports thing too much. Oh, okay. He was kind of too chill. Candy's probably too busy. But I would enjoy a Candy. What if they bring on her mom? Yeah, they do. They do. How long will Colton run the game, y'all? How long will he? Will he ever really get murdered or banished, or will he just kind of be there leading the pack? Who's a champion chess player? Um, oh, you think it would be interesting? Was Ian like a chess player? They say he was really smart. I think Ian was a chess player. But they need to do better next season with casting. Like bring on more personalities, y'all. More personalities, more people who are I don't want to say well known, but at least in the last like 5 years, you know. Yeah, I heard that Ian was really sad. He looked like he was gonna cry when he had to sit in that chair and read that note. Yeah, maybe next season. I just don't think he's that popular as Dorinda to bring him back for like another season. Unless it's some kind of special people who got done dirty kind of thing, second chances type deal. They did give Dorinda a second chance, but I don't think Ian is as well known as a Dorinda to get a second chance. So I don't really see that happening. Oh yeah, because I thought about applying. I still haven't done it, but I thought about applying. I'm like, yeah, worst they can say is no. But yeah, I can see a second chance thing, but I would probably watch Rob over Ian, to be honest. I know he won Big Brother. That was probably one of the seasons I didn't watch because I'm not familiar with him. Um, but I would like to see like Rob get like a second chance. Yeah, I said this in the beginning. Do you think that Ron is potentially autistic, or did he say that he was seeking a diagnosis? He said he was um he started looking into it more. I don't know if he's been professionally diagnosed, but I said in my first recap that I thought that, he just reminded me of the kid who was on the playground by himself while all the other kids were playing. And he was just kind of like staring off into his own like world. So I saw some stuff there. I do think he's neurodivergent. And he said himself that he found out that he is, so it kind of makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. And I didn't know that his son actually, I think he has what, a 21-year-old son. His son is autistic, so I didn't know that. Yeah, that was news to me that his son is autistic. But it makes sense when you watch him on the show. Honestly, like I think that Michael Rappaport might be social cues, just different things about when I was watching Michael Rappaport, I thought about him being like somewhere on the spectrum. I know it's not PC anymore. No one uses this word. Okay. But I thought he might be someone living with Asperger's when I look at Michael Rappaport. I don't think people use that word anymore. They just say like autistic. But I do think there's something neurologically happening with him. So it would be interesting if one day he came out and like took the time to learn about himself, do some reflecting, and got diagnosed. So I do think with Michael Rappaport, I think he's on the spectrum for sure. But yeah, it's something no one talks about. It's like people be on these shows who are neurodivergent. You think he's just a white New Yorker. I think it's that, but I think it's something more there. I think there's something more there with him. I think his personality distracts from that there's something deeper, and people just chuck it off as like he's a privileged white man who's angry and he's from New York. But I think there's something deeper there. I think his personality is just a big distraction. He did. He did. He's like, you be a perfect traitor. What do you say? You're used to keeping secrets, or like you've kept secrets for a long time, or something like that? Yeah, he did lie. He lied and he's wrong all the time. Okay. He just got lucky because Michael Rappaport put his foot in his mouth too deep. And they're like, you gotta go. Okay, you gotta go. You gotta go. Enough of you. We haven't heard too much either about when people have been saying that there were 3 or 4 traitors. That got brought up in the last couple episodes, but no one's gone back to that. Oh, okay. He said if someone could keep a secret, it would be you. Do you think that that was taken the wrong way? Or do you think it was aimed at being like, a homophobic comment? Because at first I was like, was it homophobic, or was it like him calling him out about the things he's done to people allegedly? Yeah, I think he's good TV. He's entertaining. He's a wild card. He gets the people talking. Yeah, I agree. At first, I was like, did I miss something? Was it homophobic, or was it just more of him calling him out for being a liar and just gameplay? And then it got spun around to it being like homophobic. And then it was like, well, you're being homophobic, so you gotta go. I don't know. I just don't know if it was exactly like homophobic or it was taken out of context and it got spun around to be something that it wasn't. Was it Yam Yam first or was it Johnny who started to put extras on the comment? Okay, I don't think it was meant to be the way it was taken. Mm. But it is true though, like he did go on The Bachelor and lie to how many women. But maybe at the time he didn't really realize that he was gay and that he was still trying to figure it out. I don't know. It's his own experience. You can't really, say what he was thinking. It sounded like he was still trying to figure it out. I don't know, y'all. Where was I at? He saw how Colton was being a snake. Colton knows that he could gather sympathy. Oh, so you think he weaponized it? He manipulated the people to think like, oh, okay, this is my opportunity to like, yeah, you're being homophobic towards me. Oh. Did he say on the show? I think he said that on the show. Oh wow, so he did go on that show knowing that he was gay and still did it anyway. Damn, that's grimy. Oh, okay. Dang, that's grimy. I thought maybe he just wasn't sure at the time and yikes. Did he sleep with any women that that season? I didn't watch his season. The only Bachelor seasons I watched with the black people. I watched it when they had the first black guy. And the season with the teacher. I don't think I've watched any seasons outside of that I can think of. Yeah, I think it was just those two that I watched. Hey, Rose, thank you for your attendance. Make sure you come to our members only chat tomorrow night. But yeah, any other thoughts tonight about Traitors before I dip out? Anything we haven't gone over? I think he proposed to the woman after the show they broke up. I heard that he allegedly stalked somebody. I guess it was her. Okay. Yeah. I also allegedly heard he was abusive. Oh, wow. Yeah, we're kind of wrapping it up, Rose, but I appreciate you coming by. Oh, damn. Damn. Devious. Very devious. Yeah, not a nice guy. Not a nice guy, no. No. But I appreciate you guys coming for the chat tonight. I guess next week we're only gonna get one episode. So if you missed that part of the live all the way up until the end of the season, we're only gonna get one episode per week until I think the reunion, unless it's gonna be the final episode and then the reunion on the same night. I think it might be that. But I think the rest of the season is we're just gonna get one episode per week. They're like, yeah, we front loaded y'all. Psych, we're done. Oh, thank you for coming. Yeah, these Traitor lives are not the most popular, but I do like the show and talking about it. Okay. But please be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. hit that like, join the membership. It's only $1. And come on over to our chat and chill tomorrow for my members only. All right. I hope you guys have a good evening and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Bye guys.